Hey folks, Mike from Just Car People Things out here tonight with our new to us 2006 NC Mazda Miata. And we're going through, we just bought the car, we're going through a full prep of the car to have it be our daily driver. Did a teardown wash, used Dawn dishwashing soap. We did an evaluation, we walked around the car, we kind of looked at everything, we thought about how it would look. Figured out we didn't need the clay bar. Think we're just going to go to a nice, like a fine polish here and just see kind of what we get out of it. I've got a nice Meguiar's 6-inch microfiber cutting pad, foam backer, got our cheapy Harbor Freight polish. I have Griot's complete polish. This is kind of a traditional polish versus a compound. A compound is going to be a much more hefty product. This is kind of a what you call a swirl remover, and I think on this silver paint, which doesn't show a lot of swirls and defects, it's going to be really, really nice when it's done. So first thing you do is you shake the crap out of this and make sure it's all stirred up appropriately. Then you're going to want to prime the pad, and I tend to use a fair amount of product here right at the very beginning to prime the pad. That's probably triple the amount of product you would normally use. Just going to take your hand and just rub it in good. Just try to get all those fibers in that microfiber lubricated and sort of moving around a little bit. Sometimes it'll even take you get a lot of buildup there in the top. Take a little of that and even just, you know, kind of work it around the edges and kind of feel good about where I'm at. So you're going to want to just have that feel kind of oily almost, right? Just like a little bit slick. It shouldn't feel like tight to your, you know, hands when you're moving it. And then come over to your detailing cabinet. You're just going to want a nice clean standard yellow microfiber. These are the Costco microfibers. This whole setup right here, including the polish, probably cost you and about 30 of these rags, probably cost you about $60 or $70 right now. So use those Harbor Freight coupons. I do have the cord tied off. That's kind of a little trick for you there. You can loop it over itself so you don't yank it out. And I tend to like to work by throwing the cord over my shoulder. And we'll just take a little dot of polish. This is probably a little more accurate for how much polish you should actually use. I kind of just, you almost want to use dots, like 3 or 4 dots like that. Just kind of bump it against there. And kind of work that on. So you don't want to fling it everywhere and be wearing it. And we're going to turn this thing on. It probably maxes out at 6. We're probably going to turn it on at about 4.5 or 5 and just sort of see what we get. Sorry for the loud noises. Okay, so you're going to inspect the pad. Doesn't look too bad. Picked up a little bit of dirt, feeling a little drier. This has a nice kind of cherry cough syrupy scent to it. And you can see by looking at that light there where it has been polished and hasn't. So we'll just take our clean microfiber, remove that polish, and sort of get a feel for how we think that looks. And I can tell already, just based on moving the microfiber, that I'm pretty happy with that finish. And you guys can't see this, unfortunately, but you'll know when you're detailing. So you'll flip this guy over to its clean side, and you'll move the microfiber, and it feels like you're almost on glass. You can't hear it catching or anything. And then as you get into the part we didn't polish, a lot rougher, lot rougher. So just looking at this, kind of across, coming back to over here, I feel like that might not be quite enough. This Mazda paint is maybe a little tougher than I realized. I mean, it feels smoother, but I'm still catching a lot of the swirls and kind of imperfections in it. And this is going to be one of those things, maybe you guys can see it. Sometimes if you get a really bright light, sorry for blowing you out there, you might be able to see, you know, how that looks as you move from maybe the duller portion over here to the shinier portion over here. You can see the refractivity of the light's really, really different. But that being said, why don't we go to Meguiar's Ultimate Compound? That's a little bit heavier duty of a product. You don't have to really worry about changing pads or anything else with going to a higher, heavier duty product. That's just kind of something to think about. I also tend to find if you go to a little bit heavier product, sometimes you can get away with fewer passes and or a little less effort. which is important to think about. So maybe we'll come back through and we'll do the panel next to that. We'll put a little bit more on this time because, again, you're kind of priming the pad with the new product. Most of these products now, this consumer grade stuff, and this is one of my favorites, it really, you will never burn through your clear coat using it. You would have to absolutely try. They have diminishing abrasives in them. Combined with the dual action, I wouldn't be particularly worried about it. So we'll just come through and kind of bump that on here. I'm using a lot right now, and again, you want to throw that cord over your shoulder so you're not dragging it on the paint. Over here real quick. Loud noises. Holy, okay. Well, look at the difference that just pulled off, the debris and crap. We're gonna have to blow this pad out. Now there we go. That looks just like glass now. Wow. Okay. Well, I think the Meguiar's, the Griot's product was just not quite enough heft to really handle this paint, which might be a little more oxidized here on the top of the car. But man, when I flip this rag over to smooth, it is glass right now. That is perfect. It's exactly what you want to feel. I don't want you to think that this, all this darkness stuff you're seeing here is related to paint itself coming up. This car doesn't, it has a clear coat like most modern cars and all that. So this isn't silver paint or gray paint that's coming up. That's dead stuff. That's dead clear coat, oxidization, whatever else. If I had a clay bar, this probably wouldn't be quite as severe, but I'm willing to manage it. I'll get my compressed air, I'll blow this out, and that will in turn fix that as we work through the rest of the car. So that's a quick 101 on how to polish. Just keep in mind that this is not your last step. So while this looks absolutely perfect and beautiful and it's super shiny and it's silver, but I can totally see, you can see yourself down here in it. Hi guys, with how good it looks. Just understand that this is not done, and you will need to put a coat of traditional wax or potentially ceramic, if you're doing ceramics, over the top of this. This is not a protective product. This is a product to remove dead clear coat and ugliness from your paint, reduce the appearance of swirl marks and scratches, and really make things look better. We're going to want to also polish the headlights too, which I'll probably tape off around and really try to clean these up. But that's just a quick polish 101, night and day difference. I'm wondering if you can see it from sort of this angle, how that looks really different from over here. And it's not crazy dramatic, but it's definitely enough to notice. So hope you guys are enjoying this Miata series. We'll keep rolling videos out over the next few days and weeks here of all the different stuff we're doing to the car. I'm going to get back to polishing. The great thing about a Miata is, unlike a GX or even a Camaro, which is only a few inches shorter than that, this is a really quick car to polish. I'm almost halfway done with the hood, and that was one pass. So you can almost do whole panels on this car just in one pass, and that makes life super easy. Part of why I went to a little heavier duty product too, and we'll go from there. But if you enjoy this, hit like, hit subscribe. That's how YouTube showers us with love. Watch it in the background. The more watch time, the more love we get from YouTube. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Have a great night.